Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, question from Brazil, from my fan, Rafael Padiar. Stay tuned. So before I get started with Rafael's question, join a network called Buy Me a Coffee. So every morning, you guys know, I drink a cup of black coffee, regular dark roast, because I just like the bold flavor, and the light roast kind of hurts my stomach a little. But dark roast black coffee, that's my norm for every morning. So if you want to support that habit, check out Buy Me a Coffee /Tennis Spin. Link is down below. Thank you in advance. All right, so Rafael Padiar from Brazil sent me an audio message question regarding aluminum rackets. He purchased a Wilson, I believe it was an XL racket in Brazil that was aluminum that felt good to him. And he's asking me, what is wrong with aluminum rackets? His buddies are telling him, those rackets aren't very good. You're not going to play well with it. They're not powerful enough. Is that really true? Okay, so here's the thing about aluminum rackets. Aluminum in itself are basically, it's a light material that's actually pretty flexible and can easily be bent. That's why, we in the store only carry aluminum in the junior forms, because it's definitely less expensive. If you have a kid and you've ever given them a tennis racket and they're like maybe 8 and under, they're probably just dragging this all over the place, throwing it, dropping it. They don't really care about it, right? And hopefully you don't either, because it's less expensive than a graphite racket, let's say. But I've seen these things warp, they bend. It's easily, it's like an iPhone. It's like a year later, you throw it away, okay? So this is the throwaway racket. As the kids grow out of it, you get the new version. And that's, why we sell aluminum rackets to kids, because they grow out of it fast and they pretty much destroy it. But can a aluminum racket be good for an adult? Well, I don't really carry them, and I haven't in maybe 20 years. So, it's definitely a good price point starter racket that I used to sell for like $29.99 to $40 for an adult. But I don't really have that customer right now. So, most people would prefer getting a slightly better racket for a slightly higher price. But what is wrong with an aluminum racket? Well, it's kind of the same thing with the adult ones. When you hit a aluminum racket, you definitely know that you're playing with aluminum racket. If you've ever felt, let's say, a graphite racket before, a graphite racket is more solid. You get a little more power out of it. It's stiffer. When you hit an aluminum racket, there's a hollow sound to it and a higher pitch. Kind of like if you swung an aluminum bat that's not that high quality, you kind of have that feeling to it. So kind of a hollow pitched noise and feel. So do you lack power with aluminum? Yes, you do, because the quality control on aluminum rackets are pretty much non-existent. They throw them out there as long as it's kind of in range. They throw it out there because they know that these are cheaper, more mass produced for like that maybe weekend warrior at most, or those people who play once a year. So they're not made as well either. These shafts, as you can see, this is one piece here. They bend this thing to make it circular. and then they fuse this together. Like they basically kind of glue it together. That's how adult ones are too. You can see by right here and right here that this is a different piece. So they take the piece of aluminum, that's one piece, right? And they put it in a mold and they bend it down and then bring it down here. So there's actually two of these pieces down here that they actually put a grip on, like that, holding it together, and then put this final grip to hold it together. And then they put this to keep this neck part, shaft part in together like this. If you were to slam this thing on the ground, you'll see a big fat dent right there. It won't crack, but it will like cave in. So, and I'm sure it's the same thing with adult rackets. So that's the thing. If you smash this thing, graphite would probably survive unless you like really swing hard. This will dent and won't come back. And you basically destroyed it already. So less power, right? More vibration. Unless you are just that athletic and that good, I would definitely suggest getting some kind of a composite racket at the least. And you know, I did the thing about the Costco racket. That's actually not a bad racket for what it is. You know, I think in the States here it's $50. I don't know how much it is in Brazil if they have it there, but this is a composite racket. There's graphite in here. I think there is aluminum in here too, but it's strategically placed. This is a much more solid racket for the price. So I would probably suggest if you have a Costco or something that resembles that, get a racket like this. This one's called the Ultra Comp. And my guess is comp means composition. So it's like a blend of materials that kind of keep the price point a little on the lower side. But Rafael, if you have to play with an aluminum racket and you really like it, go for it. But my suggestion is maybe step up a little bit more and try to get something like this and see if you like it. I'll bet in the long run, you'll play a lot better with a regular kind of composition to 100% graphite racket, because it's just going to play better. It's going to be stiffer. It's going to be more powerful. It'll be more stable in your hand, and it won't break so easily. All right. Thank you, Rafael, for your question. Anybody else out there, give me a shout. I'll try to answer them in a timely manner. I'm just super swamped right now. It's kind of our high season. It's kind of been our high season since we opened up from COVID. So I apologize for not getting back to all of you. But I'm just trying to pump these videos out for everybody as much and as fast as I can. So kind of that's time consuming as well as my regular job. But okay, thank you very much for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.
Did air at the shop. Okay.